Hello, all here. Finca Martina. I thought I'd just pop on here to make a little video today because although Finca Martina has been going since 2019 now, I thought it might be nice to just make a little bit of a video explaining a little bit more about what we do and also giving you a little bit of insight into a little plan that we've got just now involving you in it. So, without further ado, we are walking down now from what is the main farmhouse. You will have just seen it in the background. Leo's with us. That's Leo. And we are walking down through our land. And we're going to be going to a very special site on the land, which is where we've got a little bit of a plan at the moment. So, like I was saying, we've been going for 5 years now, since September 2019, which was obviously the perfect time to set up a tourism business, wasn't it? But anyway, and we have, I'm not quite sure how much space on this land. We bought it with 4 acres, but in actual fact, I think we have quite a lot more than that because we keep finding more. I'm going to show you. Got one of these Osmos. I don't really know how it works. I think I can just tip it across here. No, I can't. Well, I'll show you by doing this actually. This is where I am just now. Yeah, so we bought it. We bought in theory four acres, but I think we've ended up with a lot more than that really. We keep finding areas that the locals tell us are ours, but namely we have citrus groves and olive groves, a lot of different fruit and nut trees. And when we first arrived here, our intention with all of this was, and still remains exactly the same, to have the latest touch that we could have on our land. And that meant no ploughing, that meant no use of chemicals really of any description, and really learning how to live with what we have around us in the most respectful and supportive way that we could do. Conservation of water and just a real emphasis on support of what is already there, respect for what's already there, and yeah, trying to find some kind of symbiosis with it. I have got so many stories about my attempts over the years to grow veg and fruit here, which maybe if these videos take off I might delve into, so you can all have a good old laugh. You hear that bird? But for today, we're going to walk down through the land. Leo's going to join us. Yeah. And I'm going to show you what our plan is, because when our customers book in to our two escapes, Susanna and Violetta they're called, we encourage them to get involved with the place around them. So we encourage them to go off for wanders through the land, pick avocados, pick whatever fruit is in season at the time. There's pretty much always some oranges because we've got so many orange trees. Pick the lemons, pick the well, don't pick olives because they don't taste so good when you get them off the tree, but they take a while to start to taste yummy. Pick the almonds. Our almonds are just starting to develop now, as you can see here. Here's one of our trees, look. That'll be cracking soon and be ready to pick. And we thought it would be really fun to also put spaces up throughout the land for our guests and encourage them to go and find them, which kind of leads me to what today's plan is. Now this area very much comes under the area of had absolutely no idea this belonged to us. It did not appear on the documents that we signed when we purchased, and actually for about 2 years after we moved here we had no idea that this area was ours, and it wasn't until the local shepherd brought all of his goats up, which is how one of the ways in which we care for our land. Every week goats and sheep come up. They are our natural grass cutters, and they also help to give the land some nutrients back, if you know what I mean. Anyway, so the shepherd was coming in one day, and as he came in through a set of gates, he said, oh, I'm going to leave your gates open. I said, they're not my gates. This isn't, that area over there isn't my land. We've just come in. Yes, it is. Next thing I knew, a bunch of local Spaniards appeared, and they all agreed that actually this huge area that we just did not know was ours actually was, which led to this amazing discovery that we have what is known as carob tree. Now, you may be familiar with carob trees, I don't know, you might not be. But that's her there. She's a female. She's very old. You can tell that by the size of her trunk. And carobs were used, well, I mean, it's an ancient tree, but a lot of people remember carobs from the 1940s and the 1950s, specifically in the UK, because when we were in the Second World War and people couldn't get chocolate, they were quite often given carob seeds, and they would ground down the carob seeds and they would make their own form of like a hot chocolate, really, I suppose, but then also people just ate them. So we have this amazing old carob tree, and I thought, how fantastic would it be if right in the centre, just up here in the carob tree, we just hung a chair, just put a hanging chair there, and maybe put some lovely cushions in there and things, and then encouraged our customers to go and sit there and reflect, or play a guitar, or read a book, or manifest, or drink and get drunk, do whatever you want. And so this, I'm going to take you right into the central area of the carob, is what we're going to do. We're going to hang the tree just here, right in front of this incredible tree, so that guests, when they come to visit us, will be able to sit on their hanging chair and appreciate this fabulous view that goes right down, right over the valleys, right down to Malaga and across, just sort of over in that direction up there. That's where our town is, Casarawanela, which is just one of the most amazing towns in the world. So that's the plan. So I'm going to guide you through now the whole process of doing it, and then show you the finished article. Okay? So here's the chair that we are going to take from the top terrace. It's been here for a while and it doesn't really get, well, the cats use it, we don't tend to use it where it is. And also I put a little a little swing here, which I'm particularly enjoying. So this is what's going to come down. Okay, I've got it down here. It is not an easy thing to move. It's out there, kind of heavy. I was going to bring it down in the tractor, but It didn't look like it was going to be as heavy as as it actually is when I set off, but it's the distance that you have to travel, I suppose, when you're carrying it. So time for it to get moved across and up to the tree, and then I need to try and sort of loop the rope over, see how that goes. I've got this I've got this piece of bamboo, which is sort of a traditional method around here to get fruit out of trees. And what I'm trying to do is just loop the bit of rope over, and down the other side of the branch you can see the algarrobas there, the fruit. Oh, yeah, right, I'm on. See the algarrobas there? That's them. You wait until, and there's one that's dried actually, look, there's a brown one that's dried. Oh. So that's what you can smash up, and then they've got seeds in them, and I don't think the seeds are what you eat. I think I could be wrong, or maybe it is the seeds. I need to look that up. But that's what you can make that sort of type of hot chocolate type drink out of. So you can actually buy them powdered and use them as a substitute for cocoa or chocolate. Obviously it is not a substitute really, but you know what I mean, it's something kind of similar. So I've got the tree up, I've got the hanging chair up, and what I've done is I've just kind of lifted it back up over this rock here to try and get, because it's quite heavy, and what I want to do is loop this rope round up there, sort of 2 times, ideally 3, but 2 times for the time being, and then I might buy some prettier rope to replace it next time I'm down in Malaga. So plan now is loop this round at least another time hopefully, and then sort of release the chair to its natural swinging position. Okay, next is up. I haven't actually tested it for weight yet, but there she goes, swinging away. Now in theory this rope that I've got is actually takes weights up to 120 kilograms, I think it is. So we'll see. Nervous about this. Oh, let's see. Please don't fall, please don't fall, please don't fall. And then look. No legs. And here's my view, and I'm hanging in my chair. Yay! So I think I might just jack it up slightly because I'm quite low down on it just now, and I'd quite like it to be just a little bit higher. So I think I'll move it up slightly, just pull the rope up slightly, and then I think the plan will be put a box down here, like a blanket box, like an outdoor sort of a blanket box type scenario, that I can put a sheepskin rug in, or some kind of comfy rug that you can just put over the bottom of it, a couple of cushions. And then the idea that I had was to just say to people when they come to visit, here's a cool box, you know, take some beers or some of our fresh orange juice from our citrus trees, and yeah, go down there, switch off for a while, meditate, lose yourself in the ambiance of it all, and yeah, just completely get back to silence and a couple of living in the moment for a bit. The chair, by the way, is vintage IKEA. I have, when I'm not renovating Finca Martina and running Finca Martina, you know, as a business, I'm an interior designer. In Britain, I had my own design studio, and I did residential and commercial interior design, and the plan was originally to move over here and set the Finca up. Like in my head I was like, oh, that'll just take like a year. 5 years later it was to set up the Finca and then return to interior design, and here we are 5 years later. But I have got my website up and running now, and you can check that out. It's almeidainteriors.eu, and it's got an online shop. And yeah, and I've started doing renovations and interior design in the Malaga area just this last 4 or 5 months actually. I've started taking on projects again, and scouting for houses for people. I did quite a lot of that last year, and dealing with all aspects of purchase, from the vendor's point of view and also from the buyer's point of view, putting them in touch with the right legal departments and making sure everybody understands what they need to do, and then making sure that the purchase and the sales run as they should do, and that everybody ends up with their money and their keys and happy, etc. Which wasn't something I did in the UK, but is now something I appear to be doing in Spain, so roll with it. Yeah, so I'll speak to you soon if that's what the plan is and that's what's supposed to happen, and I hope you enjoyed this, and bye.